at the standing wheel now, and you can see that I have my bat insert in place, and I've used a Sharpie to draw these circles on here to make it easier to initially align where I'm going to place my trinket bowl. Then I can just look and see all the way around here where the margin is from the pot to the black line and make it equidistant. And then we're going to start the wheel. I'm going to take a pencil that actually looks really good right there, and I'm going to let the pot come to the tip of the pencil, kind of like much like a vinyl record player and the needle playing the music on the record. So you can see that it's a little bit darker here, so more lead was able to be pressed into it. If I wanted to move it just a hair, I could pull it where the faintest part of the line is towards me. That might be hard to see on camera there. That one was pretty straightforward and easy because I nailed it with the lines that I had. And that looks really pretty good to me. A little hack here. Just stole some of my husband's washers because it's smaller. And then I'm just going to start trimming some of this huge lumps off of here. Oh, you know, one thing I forgot to do, because I haven't trimmed manually in a really long time, is I forgot to put my little soft clay wads down. So let's do that. That's an important step not to forget. Otherwise I might fly across the room. Okay. And it's so thick, I'm just gonna ditch the washer and just use my thumb. I'm not worried about crushing it in or caving it in. Okay, and that one's done. It feels lovely. At the distance between the pot rim and my black Sharpie circle, and making sure it's equidistant all the way around. That's pretty close too. Then we'll just take the pencil again, like the needle on a record player, let the pot come to the pencil tip. Okay, this is a better demonstration here. See how that's where it started? And then the other side of it over here. Then I'm going to find both ends and I pull it slightly towards me. I like to take my index finger, and that's where the line begins and ends. And that's pretty darn close. Put our wads back. Uh-oh. My wad came loose. I think I nailed it. Thing, making sure that the bottom gets nice and flat. And you can see kind of in the middle how the ribs not quite touching. We're going to make sure that that touches. It's nice and level. And then just smoothing. Get those little crumbs off of there. Let's see what it feels like. It feels lovely. And I believe these are called the Saki little chucks. I've added a little piece of, it's actually a little foam that you're supposed to put under chair legs so that they don't scratch your floor, but they have adhesive on them and they've worked well for this. And adding that little extra piece of foam has helped hold the pot more stable for me. Okay, let's do this one. I love this because it's so easy. So just wiggle the pot and tighten the little holders, and then it's bada bing bada boom, it's ready to be trimmed. And it tends to make a little bit of noise, so I take a chunk of clay because that annoys me, and then it will stop. When I pick a piece up, I am kind of observing with my hands how much it weighs, and that's a telltale sign on how much I have to trim off. I don't know if you can hear that. It's getting close. That drum-like hollow sound. All right, that one feels amazing. And it was so much more efficient using the Giffen grip. So that one's done. I'm just going to show you one example of that. And then I'll get the rest of these trimmed and I'll show you what it looks like kind of finish sponging them before they go into the kiln. This is the last step before bisque firing. I've wet sponged all of the ones on this side of the tray, and then I've saved two to show you how I do it. This is my favorite type of sponge. It has more open cells, and you can see I've cut it up here. They work fantastic. They're just like the grout sponges at Home Depot or a car washing sponge, but what you're looking for is like these big open cells. It's nice and rough, so it takes very little time. So what I like to do is I'm just going to look for little irregularities, and you can see my pencil mark from before when we were trimming, and then little chunks of clay. I want to get those all off because I don't want those to show up in my glaze as a little lump and be permanent. So it's best to do it now. And you always want to make sure your sponge is wet enough. Clay dust is not the best for you. There's a little tiny like chip mark right there. Try to smooth that out a little bit. And I want the rim to be a little bit more rounded, so I'll take the sponge and wipe that down a little bit too. And then here for the inside, I have my favorite brush again, and it was pre-moistened, and I'm just going to kind of blunt the sharp edges on the flower so it's not quite as sharp, and also get in any little lumps. Okay, I'm very happy with that. Last but not least, I'm going to sign it. I made this tool. I just cut off the head of a nail and then drilled a hole in the center of a dowel, and then got a little foam grip. Now it's ready for bisque firing. Please be sure to like and subscribe. New videos come out every Taco Tuesday.